So we're doing a top 10. I know I'm kind of selling out there on the list, but I wanted to talk about my top 10 female superheroines from DC. So why not we get right into it? We'll start at number 10. Shira Hall is kind of a character I haven't known for a long time. I was introduced to her in the Justice League Unlimited series where she's kind of a traitor and everyone is like, ooh, don't trust her. To be honest, she kind of reminds me of Wonder Woman a bit because she's very battle worn and she's up for a fight and she's a little rough around the edges, but I kind of like that. Makes her scruffy and kind of a little mysterious as well. Now, I haven't had too much experience with Batgirl either. I know that's kind of like a sacrilege to say. However, what I have seen of Batgirl is her as Oracle, actually. I've seen a lot of her as Batgirl, obviously, in the animated series and anything before The Killing Joke. I think her as Oracle brings her into a new light and tells everyone that she's not just a pretty face that can kick your ass, she's also wicked smart. And she's an asset to any team, wheelchair or not. Although many view Supergirl as a clone of Superman, I don't really feel that way, mainly because what they focused on is her time on Earth as a teenage girl who doesn't fit in, which is kind of like every teenage girl, really, which I can kind of relate to. You know, there's been every time in every girl's life where she doesn't really feel like she fits in. She always felt like an outcast, even though she always had the potential to be just as great as Superman, and in that regard, she was kind of her own worst enemy. I can relate with her, so she's cool in my list. The Queen of the Sea. She never really fails to amaze me every time I see her in a comic book or anything like that, because I always think, like, God, she's so much more powerful than Aquaman. Why does she need him? I've always kind of wanted to see her in Justice League, just to see what they would do with her. Yeah, Mira for Justice League. Vixen's another character I've kind of become more familiar with recently. She was in the book I was reading recently called Justice League: The Tornado's Path. And I think that she's so cool. I initially kind of knew of her from the Justice League Unlimited series, you know, the animated series. You know, she was just Green Lantern's girlfriend, right? She's kind of cool in that she can channel all these animals' powers, and I think it's an interesting concept. You know, it's not just Beast Boy and he can turn into animals. It's her and she can use an animal's kind of aura, I guess. I've always really loved Black Canary because I think she's just so cool. She's just like kick butt, crime fighting, canary crying, crazy hot girl. And with her solo title coming up soon, I really hope to see a lot more of her. There's a lot of mentioning of her and Green Arrow together, and that's fine because I really like their relationship. I think it's quite funny because, you know, they're a funny couple. They can kind of like throw banter back and forth, and I like that. Raven's kind of like every misfit's favorite superhero because she's like this goth girl. She's the offspring of a human mother and a demon father, Trigon. She was raised in an alternate dimension to help her control her emotions, but that definitely had no effect on her sarcastic wit. Raven was actually rejected by the Justice League, but thankfully for her that she helped create the Teen Titans, which is now a very popular cartoon on Cartoon Network. In your face, Justice League. She don't need you. She don't need you. I know she's no straight cut superhero, you know, she's always been the kind of anti-hero, but I really like Catwoman and I admire her because, you know, she helps out those who don't seem as deserving of help as others do, like all of her prostitute friends. And she loves cats, which is a plus, because I love cats. Zatanna's one of my favorite superheroines because she's one of the most powerful sorcerers in the DC comic universe. I felt like Paul Dini did a lot of work with her. He really made her what she is today. And although nowadays she doesn't have the best choice of boyfriends, sorry Constantine, she always helps her friends. She always gets the job done. She was inducted into the Justice League in 1978, but the Justice League never really wanted her because they're not ever really sure about magic and stuff like that. However, now that Justice League Dark is about, she has a great place in a team who is basically made up of outcasts. She certainly kicks butt in that, and she saves Justice League Dark a few times, so that's good. And of course, at number 1 is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's had a huge cultural impact, more so than any other female comic book character ever. She was one of the founding members of the Justice League. She's one of DC's number 1 female superheroes. A lot of what she's done is teach women how to stand up for themselves and to fight, and they don't need no man. She's just a righteous person. Obviously, she gets compared to Superman quite a lot, but I think I'm probably gonna get a little flack for this, but I think she's just so much cooler than Superman. She's just an overall icon, and I always respect her in whatever scenario they put her in, and they've really never done her wrong except one time in the 70s when they took her powers away. That's at one time. That's it. So, hey, there's my list. I'm going to do a heroes list too. So, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.